Paris in the spring. France has a new president and Europe a bounce in its step as green shoots of recovery grow stronger. Year-on-year Eurozone growth hit 1.7% in the first quarter of 2017. The bloc's trade surplus doubled in March. Unemployment is falling.
For a change, Europe is leading this upswing. And it's partly because of the connection between Europe and China, and demand from China. But at the same time, we have also some domestic factors which are positive. There is a genuine improvement in domestic demand, particularly consumption. So the recovery is broad-based and is more sustainable than in the past.
And it is some of the economies that suffered most in the 2008 debt crisis that are bouncing back strongest. Portugal hit a 10-year high with 2.8% year-on-year growth, with Spain just behind.
We're seeing a cyclical recovery because we finally had the European Central Bank operating like a normal central bank and doing quantitative easing.
But it is not all good news. Unemployment remains high at 9.5%, but much lower than crisis levels. Italy's economy is still in the slow lane, with annualised growth of 0.8%.
It's growing very slowly, its banks still haven't been sought out, and there's a lot of political instability.
Greece is back in recession. Strikes have paralysed transport systems this week as the government plans further cuts to benefits in return for the next tranche of EU bailout money. A decision by EU finance ministers is due Monday. Economists say the structural problems underpinning the Eurozone have not gone away.
The Eurozone cannot survive without additional major reforms, which means more integration in terms of fiscal and eventually even political.
Overshadowing the bounce back is Brexit. Britain's decision to leave the European Union is weighing on its economy as growth slows and wages fall.
The pain is going to be largely borne on the UK side because it's a smaller economy. The big question is whether the EU and the UK can negotiate a deal which minimises the economic costs. And we've had a very bad start to negotiations with a lot of bad blood.
Springford says the French-German axis has been reinvigorated as Europe's driving force. But President Emmanuel Macron's political honeymoon could be short, with French unions already voicing objections to his proposed reforms. Henry Ridgwell for VOA News, London.